Hi, I'm Eric Foreman. https://www.thefreedictionary.com/framing+sign sequence defines a framing sequence as a narrative introducing or containing one or more other narratives that are the primary focus of the work as a whole. Welcome to the framing sequence. On January 17, 1994 at 4:31 a.m., an earthquake measuring 6.8 on the Richter scale struck Southern California with a precise epicenter at the intersection of Wilbur Avenue and Satakoy Street in Reseda. Notice that it's not Northridge. They thought it was Northridge. The name just kind of stuck. Besides, Northridge sounds nicer than Reseda anyway, doesn't it? But who cares about all the property damage and such when all everyone remembers that day 4 is as the day I proposed to my girlfriend at the time, Eden. Instead of me just telling you about it, let me read something from one of my favorite authors, me. The day started out like any other major disaster and continued that way until night. My girlfriend and I quickly found each other and decided we should stay together for the night. By 9 p.m. we were exhausted and climbed into bed, hoping my condo was not going to collapse overnight. We started reminiscing about our whirlwind romance of just over 2 months, getting overly emotional, sappy, and trying to forget what an awful day it was. While recounting the details of our budding relationship, I was struck by how natural it seemed, and I wanted something good to come out of this otherwise terrible day. I proposed. She accepted. More aftershocks. 20 minutes later, power was restored before being lost again. I turned off everything electrical except for one radio. That radio was set to KROQ, the alternative music station, when power returned. We decided the first song we heard would be our song. Unfortunately, that song turned out to be Teenage Enema Nurse, Nurses in Bondage, by a band whose name was best left unprinted in the family newspaper in 1995. However, in 2019, we can say the name of the band was Killer Pussy. In a time when the band Pussy Riot can get in trouble in Russia, well, we can say Killer Pussy now. Back to the story. At least the lyrics had something to do with the title of the song. We're still debating whether to play the song at the wedding. We did. Just a little bit of it. The wedding should be held April 1st, 1995. Honest. I say should be because the site we plan on holding the wedding has not yet completed their earthquake repairs. Well, they did not complete the earthquake repairs on time, and we had to move the whole thing with 7 or 8 days' notice. But it all worked out well in the end. But that's another story. That's probably a whole other video, and I'm not doing that one today. The whole story just kind of brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, have you ever wondered what was going through the heads of some of our family and friends when the earthquake hit? I haven't, but Eden's the kind who thinks about others far more than I do, so I asked them anyway.
I lived in Lancaster, California at the time, and I was really afraid we had a lot of damage. The house was shaking quite badly, and Gary worked down in the San Fernando Valley in Pasadena, and the freeway fell apart, and we were pretty much, for a very long time, stuck up there with the kids all week long. So he left Monday and came back Friday or Saturday, and so it's kind of rough.
Well, I was in New Jersey at the time. That's where we were living, and as soon as we saw on the news what happened, I tried calling, but we couldn't get through because all the lines were down.
We weren't born yet.
We were in bed. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and Anita tried to get up, and I stopped her from getting up, and the thumbprint on her arm.
Let's see. When the earthquake hit, we lived in Lancaster. When we were all asleep. When everything started shaking, I think Michelle grabbed Mia and I grabbed Michael, and we both stood in doorways across from each other, looking at each other, just waiting for the e-ticket to stop. It was a fun ride that night. Is that the end of the question? Okay.
Yes. I don't remember because I was 2.
We weren't born yet.
Earthquake? What earthquake? There was an earthquake? Oh wait, I guess I was safe and sound in Chicago.
Of course I remember the earthquake and where I was. I was lying in bed with my 2 tiny 4-year-old twins, and the place just started shaking like we were in a blender, and I remember exactly what I was thinking. We had recently moved into our dome, and I knew that domes were supposed to be really good in earthquakes, and I remember lying there thinking, okay, dome, let's see you deliver on this promise.
I was in the house in Lancaster, and I remember I would have slept through it if my dad didn't drag me out of bed. And then I remember the chandelier falling down.
I was 4, so I don't remember it, but I was in Canoga Park.
I wasn't born yet.
I was living in New Jersey at the time, and I was 11 years old, and I remember worrying if my brothers and my sister were okay.
Well, I had just returned from living in Europe, so I was probably desperately trying to find a job when the earthquake hit. And I probably didn't think much about it because I didn't know anybody down here at the time. I'm a horrible person.
I wasn't born yet.
Neither was I.
I was at home. I was actually sick. And so my wife Melanie and our 2 little 4-year-olds were sleeping in Melanie and my bed together, and I was sleeping in the kids' room. And when the house started to shake, I ran over to that room and jumped on top of all of them, kind of like this, figuring if anything's going to fall from the ceiling, I'm going to be on top of them to prevent it. But luckily, as Melanie said in her piece, our dome home withstood the earthquake real well.
We weren't born.
I didn't exist.
Well, I was in bed next to Eden when the earthquake hit, and basically I got bounced right out of the bed and landed right on my butt. So I wasn't all that concerned with what was going on in my head. It was more about, hey, my ass hurts. Of course, as everyone gathered their wits about them, and more importantly, phone lines were repaired, the news spread about our engagement. It was probably the least likely piece of news anybody ever expected to hear after an earthquake, so I wondered what they thought when they heard that we were engaged.
We were very happy for you, both of us. You had enough problems in your lives, and we wanted you to have a long and happy life together.
I was tickled pink because I was very happy that you were having something a little better than an earthquake.
I wasn't born yet.
When you guys got engaged, we were really happy. Everyone was happy for you. We thought you 2 were a cute couple, and look, you're still here today.
And again, I don't remember because I was 2.
Oh, I was so happy for you, cuz.
When I heard that Eric and Eden got engaged, I was thrilled. I'm not related to Eric, but I was his big brother from the time he was 12 years old. And so seeing him connect with somebody who was going to end up being his life partner made me very happy because I could see how happy it made him.
We weren't born yet.
I have absolutely no idea.
I wasn't there.
We were delighted. Eric seemed incredibly happy, and that was really all that we cared about, and we thought it was great.
You got engaged?
I wasn't born yet.
Neither was I.
I was happy for you, of course. What else am I going to say?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked because it happened very quickly, but I was really happy for both of them. And they had both been married before, so I knew that they both knew what they did and did not want. So I was really happy for them, and it made for a nice thing to come out of the earthquake.
We weren't born yet.
I remember being really excited that I was getting a new sister.
Strangely, my internal monologue was not simply, what the hell have I just done? You have to remember, technically, I was still married, so it's not as if we were about to go elope or do anything stupid. There's also the fact that even if we wanted to elope, chances are that all the government offices where you could just go and get married were closed anyway, so I was, kind of safe. Now, an engagement without a wedding is like some other metaphor where something is incomplete.
It was a beautiful place, and I think it was in in your mother's boss's hotel, and everything was beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Well, for starters, I remember the heel breaking on my slingback shoe, and I was trying to walk down the aisle with my heel flapping and not fall over or trip. So that was quite a lot of fun. And the cute little Animaniac vest that the guys wore, and I still have Michael's vest hanging in my closet. And I also remember the voiceover tape that I think Eric had arranged to have the people that did the characters talk about Eden and Eric, and that was really adorable.
I just remember it was Animaniacs themed. That's all I remember.
You know, in those years, I was really sleep deprived. I don't remember that much about the wedding.
I guess what I recall is two separate entities starting the evening and then ending the evening as an intertwined unit for life.
I was so sorry I couldn't go to your wedding, but I saw pictures and I heard how beautiful it was, and I was there in spirit.
We weren't born yet.
We weren't born yet.
What I remember about your wedding is y'all walking down to the theme song of Animaniacs, your vests being Animaniacs, all the centerpieces being Animaniacs, everything Animaniacs.
I wasn't born yet.
I remember probably being the worst brother ever because I was invited to a friend of mine's wedding. That was the same day, and I got really upset that I couldn't go to that, which makes me the worst brother of all time. But I remember the Animaniacs theme the most. It was a lot of fun.
I clearly remember being at the wedding and thinking, gosh, if only our kids who haven't been born yet could be here. They'd really love this. Although in retrospect, no, they'd have hated it.
I remember it like it was just yesterday.
I don't.
I remember it was at the Lowe's Hotel in Santa Monica. Very posh, very elegant. And I had drinks at the bar with Tom Berenger, the actor.
I believe it was at the Sheraton in Sherman Oaks. It was on Ventura Boulevard, right off the 405. Your mom, Sheila, worked there. And it was really a lovely event.
And I don't recall much, but I have seen from pictures that I was the flower girl, and I was cute.
And two.
The story of how I proposed has been told many times, and a few times it's even been told by someone other than me. It also means it's been heard many times, so we asked if anyone was sick of hearing the story.
11 out of 10.
Sid?
Make it a 13.
I'll never be sick of that. It was a precedent to a happy time.
I'm not sick of it at all because it came at the time where we were really upset with the earthquake.
How can I? It's so wonderful.
Well, I'd say I'm not sick of hearing your story at all because I barely remember it.
And I'm actually really not sick of it either, because I myself have only heard it a few times, and I still think it's adorable.
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm so old I don't remember the story. But I'm sure it's a good one, and I'd love to hear it again.
I'm never sick of hearing a good story.
Well, considering every time I was dating somebody new, I got to hear the story all over again. Yeah, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. Hang on a second. What? Yeah, they're tired of it too.
I do remember the story of how you got engaged, and I love that story. And it's a really kind of nice parable for life in general.
I don't think I've ever heard the story.
Me neither.
Well, I've heard it a lot, so, I'll admit that, but I'm not sick of hearing it. It's a nice story to hear.
Only moderately. I've only heard it about 3 to 4 times.
How sick am I of hearing the story of how we got engaged? Try being the one who has to tell it every single damn time. Finally, we asked if anyone else had anything they'd like to add. In retrospect, that may have been a stupid thing to do, but they gave us answers anyway, so here they are.
Only that you two should have a long and happy life together and be healthy.
Everything was done perfectly. We're very happy with your marriage, and our grandchildren, and everything is good.
Happy 25th anniversary on your engagement, guys. Love you.
Well, I'm happy for both of you guys, but I miss you terribly, and it was a hard decision to move to Georgia, but we do love it here, but I really wish I got to see you more. I miss you guys. Love you.
Please stop making us do this.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Just that I love you guys and miss you. I wish I could see more of you. I'm glad we got to see you about 2 years ago. And happy anniversary of your engagement. Love you guys.
Eden, I love you, but if you think I'm going to do something like this for our 25th wedding anniversary, or for any other occasion for that matter, you're going to be severely disappointed.
Eric, Eden, I just want to say that I consider both of you and your children family. And I'm glad I've known you for as long as I did. There is something that's been bothering me that I've been kind of holding on to. Do you remember a long
Hi there, this is Roland Lopez. I just wanted to mention that I'm the one that actually edited this video together. I'm available for your editing needs as well. Feel free to email me at heyroll@gmail.com or text me at 310-310-0655. Tell me Eric sent you. I'll say Eric who, and we'll laugh.
So I just wanted to say I hope you guys are okay with it.
Happy anniversary.
Let's see. I want to say that I'm really proud of both of you, and I wish you all the best for a long and happy, healthy marriage.
And I wish you the same, and you guys give me hope for long-lasting love. So thank you.
Me too.
Well, I'm happy he's comfortable with the kids finishing their school and having their own place, and both have decent jobs, so how much more pleased can I be?
This is the point in the video where Eden likely suspects that I'm going to get uncharacteristically sincere and speak from the heart. Hey Eden, what do you think this whole video is? It's a sincere effort. Now here's this.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and this is a message to Eden from Eric. Now, Eric proposed to you during the Northridge earthquake. You see, the reason that Eric did that is he figured, rightly so, that no woman would say yes to him unless she felt it was the end of the world. And you did say yes to him, and you said yes to him after 2 months, and he was still married. Now, Eden, you need help.
And in closing, let's hear one more word from our friends and family.
Lemur.
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 Lemur?
Lemur.
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 Lemurs.
Lemur.
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 Screw it.